They don't want the wind to carry wildfire smoke across the border. The Republican Party is just replete with insane bullies. It's a bunch of people who peaked in high school, though their best days are behind them, and they never grew out of being a bully. And they're not even very good at it. And the Republican Party, I've said this for a long time, these aren't leaders. It's all a bunch of followers, and the follower with the most leadership ability, not saying he has any, but the follower with the most leadership ability has just been able to run roughshod over these other followers. And this story that I'm getting ready to read you, which is a couple days old, this letter was sent on July 7th, but I'm just getting wind of it now. Maybe you've already heard of it, is a couple of Republicans who are sending a letter to try to bully Canada, members of Congress, bullying a country of Canada because of wildfire smoke. And I think, and I would solicit your opinion here, that this is just to please the dear leader. These are a couple of members of Congress, Tom Tiffany and Brad Finstad, who are lesser known individuals. They're not always out there in the limelight. They don't get the publicity. So they're trying to, and I guess I'm giving it to them, not for the reasons I think they want it. They want to please Donald Trump and get on his radar. They want to be the next Andy Ogle. They want to be the next Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert or Jim Jordan or, Mike Johnson, who just want to crawl up inside the warm confines of Donald Trump's asshole and just luxuriate in that position. This is a letter from two seated United States congressmen to the ambassador to the United States from Canada, Hillman. We write to you today on behalf of our constituents who have had to deal with suffocating Canadian wildfire smoke filling the air to begin this summer. As we are entering the height of the fire season, we would like to know your government plans on mitigating wildfire and the smoke that makes its way south. They don't want the wind to carry wildfire smoke across the border. So it's not just human beings they want to restrict the travel of and the migration of. It's actual smoke. As I'm sure you know, this is not the first year Canadian wildfire smoke has been an issue. In 2023, Canada had one of its worst years for wildfires on record. Last year's fire season was considered one of the worst, and this year seems to be a continuation of these previous years. As though we don't have wildfires in the United States, you couple of feckless dipshits. While we know a key driver of this issue has been a lack of active forest management, they're not going to mention climate change, by the way. We've also seen things like arson as another way multiple large fires have ignited in Canada. Why don't you ask Marjorie Taylor Greene, fellas, what they think, what she thinks, what the Neanderthal congresswoman, what she thinks about where forest fires come from. Spoiler alert, it's the Jews. With all the technology that we have at our disposal, both in preventing and fighting fires, this is worrisome. This worrisome trend can be reversed if proper action is taken. Yeah, these enemies of science, they've got ideas. Our constituents have been limited in their ability to go outside and safely breathe during the dangerous air quality the wildfire smoke has created. In our neck of the woods, summer months are the best time of the year to spend outdoors recreating, enjoying time with family, and creating new memories. I'm going to stop there. Get the holy fuck out of here, you donkeys. Okay, here's what I actually do have to add here. I would like to compose a draft for Ambassador Hillman to reply. You ready? Here it is. Dear Tom Tiffany and Brad Finstad, members of Congress. It's going to be short, so get ready for it. Go fuck yourselves. Fuck straight off. Signed sincerely, warmest regards, Ambassador Hillman of Canada. You think that would get the job done? Look, this is how other countries need to deal with this administration. This is how other countries need to deal with Republican representatives of Congress who just spew their insane conspiracy theories and demands on other nations. You have no authority here, Congressman, telling a foreign ambassador to, hey, keep the smoke on your side of the room. What do they think? Confusing. Anyway, what do you think? I would invite you to this ridiculous conversation. If you're Canadian, I'd love your opinion. Comment below. You can also call the voicemail line. Leave a fewer than 3-minute voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Look, if you want to support this work, you become a channel member for $2 a month. I would appreciate that very much. You can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. And maybe even better, it's a good one, go to Dollemore.com and check out the new merch designs that we have. We have t-shirts, absolute conversation starter designs on coffee mugs and t-shirts and totes and all kinds of stuff. But also we're selling a children's book that is about gratitude. And if that is not important now, then it never was. It's not just a book for children. This is absolutely could be a gift from an adult child to an adult parent. Well, obviously, if you're an adult child, your parent is also an adult. Anyway, it's called The Grateful Child. It is fantastic. It was illustrated by a member of this very audience, and it's beautiful. At least go check it out. Dollemore.com. You can hear more about it right here. Many of you are aware that my dear friend and brother of choice, not of blood, Brett McAfee, suffered a near-fatal medical emergency last summer while our families were on vacation in Scotland. I appreciate to no end the outpouring of support for Brett that you all gave. And I'm also very happy to report that he is safe and healing and working that long path of recovery. What I've probably not told you about Brett is that beyond being an excellent friend, he's also a talented writer. We have been the best of friends since we were kids, and I have been continually inspired by his creativity and by the truly singular take that he has on life. Over 2 decades ago, he wrote a poem called The Grateful Child. It's an acknowledgement of all the simple strengths that we tend to overlook. Written from the perspective of a young person, multiple grateful children express gratitude to their parents for the elements that make them who they are. The accounting of these everyday gifts inspires a clear reminder that we should not take anything for granted. I've shared Brett's remarkable poem with numerous people over the years, and a reoccurring response is that this should be a book. Well, we finally decided to listen to those people. The Grateful Child is not only a children's book for adults in your life, it's also an adult's book for children in your life. Everyone will appreciate its straightforward yet elegant celebration of life's little endowments. Click the link below to pre-order now, or simply scan this QR code and order your copy or copies today. But this being an illustrated book, we could not survive on the words alone. To pair with Brett's touching words, we searched all over for an illustrator who could bring The Grateful Child to visual life. We landed on somebody right here in the community from this show. Leah Farshid is an internationally acclaimed illustrator who, like you, is also an audience member. The moment we saw the first images that Leah drew to accompany Brett's text, we knew we had a perfect combination. It brings me tremendous joy to share my best friend's beautiful poem and Leah's spectacular images with the world. Everyone can benefit from The Grateful Child, just as I benefit from Brett's lifelong friendship. Share this beautiful book with your children. Share it with your parents or other relatives. The Grateful Child is an easy and exceptional way to show appreciation for someone in your life, young or old. Support someone you love and support this channel by giving The Grateful Child.
Click the link below to pre-order now, or simply scan this QR code. I am pretty sure your children need a copy. And your mom, your nieces, and your nephews, your Grandpa Charlie too. Don't forget Grandpa Charlie. I think he'd love this. Make The Grateful Child a part of your life. It has been such an excellent part of mine.